Fire, the source of fire is the sun. We have this beautiful yagna ceremony every night on the banks of Ganga in Rishikesh. And sometimes it's very, very windy. Sometimes we have storms. But what you see that's beautiful to watch is that no matter how windy it is, those flames always go up. You could dig a fire pit 200 feet in the ground, and those flames would go up. And the reason is that the source of fire is the sun. And it's trying to return to its source. The source of water is the earth. So you could take water to the tallest building, let it go, and it's going to come down. Its source is the ocean, the earth. Our source is infinite, boundless. And we're trying to return to that. So it's actually a beautiful goal. The problem is in how we're trying to do it. Somehow we think that if I pile enough on top of myself, I'm going to expand. You walk by every day an art gallery on your way to work, let's say, and you see a beautiful painting in the window. Twice a day, every day, you admire this painting in the window. But you feel, I have to have it. I want to buy that painting. And every day it works in your mind until finally you go in one day and you buy that painting. Now the painting sits in your closet because you can't figure out which wall to put it on yet. But we're happy. We used to see it twice a day. Now we never see it because it's in the closet. But still I'm happy because now it's part of me. I've expanded in some way. It's clearly not about the beauty of the art. Otherwise, I would be very happy seeing it twice a day on my way to and from the office. But it's actually about my desire to expand. I want it to be a part of me. Let it be my painting. Even in my closet, no problem. I've expanded. And the reason that we've started to do this is that tragically we've become indoctrinated by Western culture. Western culture doesn't know. It's young, it's not its fault. I'm not going to criticize it and condemn it too much. It's young, it's like a child. A child thinks that its happiness is going to come in the form of a new toy, a new fire truck. The adults know, Cello, it's not going to be happy forever with a fire truck, but koi baat nahi, abhi de do usko. The West is young. It thinks like a child. And it thinks that somehow, by layering things upon me, layer after layer, more and more possessions, more and more titles, more and more degrees, more and more ego, more and more desires, more and more personalities, that somehow I'm going to expand and then become happy. But it's a tragic irony because actually, the more we stuff on top of ourselves, the more unhappy we become because we're suffocating ourselves. We have literally created a situation with all of our titles, all of our degrees, all of our desires, our possessions, our misconceptions. It's become claustrophobic inside. We've squeezed the self out of the self. There's no more room anymore for the self. So we feel more and more empty. And then, of course, we think, Cello, I need a new pair of shoes. So we go out and we have a new pair of shoes. Or I need to go somewhere, I need to do this. And then it's a vicious cycle. And it won't be long before tragically we end up where America is. It's the land that has everything. I live on the banks of Ganga, where somehow in some past life I must have done an amazing amount of sadhana to get there in this life. And the people, but I had to wait 25 years. I was 25 when I moved there. People who were born there, people who have known nothing but Ganga Jal, are saying to me, कि आप जरा मेरे को अमेरिका में भेज दीजिएगा, कुछ करा दो मेरे लिए, मुझे विदेश जाना. It's crazy. But we've become indoctrinated into this. So So you look at America, where they have everything, a land that everybody even here wants to go to. And what are the top 10 medicines prescribed there? Top 10 medicines prescribed in America. Antidepressants, a variety of different brands of them. Anti-anxiety medicine. Sleeping pills. 9 of the 10 top medicines in America are antidepressants, anti-anxiety, sleeping pills. The 10th is Viagra. Literally. I'm not kidding. We have sent human beings into outer space. We have invented, accomplished, achieved things that were unthinkable in the past. And now we have to take pills to do what animals can do. A pill to go to sleep. Another pill to convince ourselves to get out of bed in the morning. A pill to procreate. We're running in the wrong direction. But they don't know any better. Those who know better are coming to India. But in India we know better. Indian culture says that which you are searching for is within you. It's inside of you. God lives within you. The boundless source of joy, of peace, is within. Otherwise, why meditate? They'd say, run around, search in this store, go to that shopping center. Why meditate? Because it's within. Hundreds of years ago, when invaders came to Thailand, well, let me start the story from the end, actually. There was a temple in Thailand in which people had worshipped for hundreds of years this clay Buddha. And one day, and everybody would come to worship this beautiful, huge clay Buddha. And one day the monks of the temple were cleaning this Buddha. And they noticed something shining in a crack in the clay. But they were nervous, they didn't want to break the Buddha. So slowly, they started trying to see what was there. And as they started cleaning the clay, they noticed the shine was even more. And ever so slowly, they started cleaning away. And they found that within this clay Buddha was actually gold. It was actually a golden Buddha that had been covered with clay, because hundreds of years ago, when the invaders had come, they had this big golden Buddha. But the monks at that time knew that the golden Buddha would be pillaged. It would be broken, it would be melted down. So to protect the golden Buddha, they had covered it with clay. Now everybody who had lived at that time had died. The wisdom hadn't been passed on. So for hundreds of years, people had been worshipping this clay Buddha. But it was actually a golden Buddha. And that's what's happened to us. Within us is that golden Buddha. Everything we are searching for is within us. The problem is that we've dumped all of this clay, our ego, our desires, our attachments, our fears, our misconceptions. We've dumped it all on top of this golden self. And now we're running around this workshop and that workshop and this vacation and these pills, somehow trying to find the golden peace. But all we've got to do is find our way out from under that muck, under the muck of that clay. In Rishikesh, if you go up a little ways, where we take a walk in the morning, it's on this mountain road, and you'll see these women, village women, carrying pounds and pounds of firewood on their head back to the village to cook one meal a day. And you say to them, "How are you?" And they say, "Sab Bhagwan ki kripa." You ask the sweeper on the streets, how are you? And he says,